Hello and welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends and get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Don Black, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here for a big week of video games.
Yes, it's hold on. No, you before chat. Yes, big week of video games. Ozzy here, Kieran Merchant.
Hello, it's me here to talk about games and thirst over gods of Olympus.
Yes. Yes. Are we talking about Hades, Ash, or are you implying because like this comes out on a Monday and then like Ghosts is this week?
Well, no, more than, obviously Hades came out, You've got a game that you want to talk about that you got a code for finally. And we had a big state of play, Lots of exciting stuff to be excited about in the world of video games,
True. And PAX is not far away, So I guess
it is not far away.
It's all happening. It's all turning up pear-shaped. No, hold on. It's all turning up anti-pear-shaped.
What is the positive fruit?
It's all turning up oranges. It's all turning up grapefruit. It's all apples.
Turn up grapefruit.
How do you like those
fruit.
apples? It's all turning
probably
number
apples, right?
lemons over here. All right, so Hades 2 full release 1.0 launch. So the game is officially a thing that's a full product that can play. Obviously, we spoke about before how I dove in for a little bit and never touched it, and then everyone else was waiting for the full release, which fair enough. So let's start with you, Ash, because I've seen you playing it most of the day. I think. How's your Hades 2 journey going so far, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Dying a lot. I appreciate obviously the shift in story and kind of, I guess the way they kind of just drop you in the middle of the story with little to no explanation, and then kind of
didn't they do the first one though? The first
piece
one was like
together. I think the first one was very similar, but you had the kind of I feel like maybe the concept behind the first game was a lot simpler. Like, you want to get out of the underworld to fuck with your father. This one's like, there's a map of war going on, and you're the only person who kills the Titan of Time. Get going.
Also, all the characters you grew to love, a lot of them, not here. Gone. Been kidnapped.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is the second child of Hades and Zagreus' mom.
I also forget her name.
That's
I was trying to explain it to somebody else.
But guess what? They're all gone. So, a lot of the characters that you came to love in the first game are all missing, but there's a whole bunch of new characters too.
Even one of them, they're just like, hey, this one's just going to be here over here, but you can't do anything with them yet. They're just here.
This is just to tease you, and I appreciate like they've kind of shifted the combat around a little bit. Like, obviously you had the cast system, like with the the throwing rock thing in the first game. This one you've got like a trap spell that you can drop all the time, and then you've also got, because what's her name?
Hecate.
No, Hecate's the person.
Oh, Melanoi.
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 She's like a witch, so she uses mana and magical abilities when you like hold down a button. So you have to manage that, or you could choose not to manage that and just avoid doing those sort of attacks, or like all that kind of stuff. So I think there's an extra layer of difficulty and like strategy, I guess, to runs and that kind of stuff. Lots of collectibles in this to collect, like so many flowers and items and regions and ashes and bones and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. The art style is still beautiful. Music is fantastic. And yeah, the gods, they're thirsty. They're like, hello, relative. Look how sexually appealing I am.
Are you just talking about hepatitis or whatever the fuck?
No, all the gods.
Okay, all the gods, right?
Got them high profile Tinder profiles.
Yeah.
Look, you just got fucking Aphrodite just rocking up with just nothing. Just nothing on.
That's what I was thinking. Aphrodite,
yeah.
Kieran, how goes your Hades 2 time?
Really good. I think the most impressive thing, as always, with these games, same thing that was impressive with Hades 1, but I think it goes even beyond that, is just the feeling of progression in the game. Like, it could, no matter how inconsequential your run might have felt, like, it almost feels like there's always something going on. You're always either getting something new, or the story's carrying on some way, or like you're getting a new item, or you're getting like there's a new thing unlocked so you can start mining instead. Like, I think it doesn't matter how well your runs go, and they naturally just get better for you. Like it just feels good. Like, it just feels like the game is always progressing you. It's always pushing you forward. Which can be really hard in roguelikes because, often you can feel like you are just getting absolutely lambasted run after run, and you're not getting any better. I think, it's really, really good, to be honest. And just like the more and more it clicks, I think the weapons are really fun. Kind of, it's interesting. The mana system changes so much about the game, whether you're expecting it to or not. It's the same thing as you've got that added layer, right? Like last game, health was your main resource. You were like, okay, can I how do I manage my health through this run? Now you're doing that, but then you're also like, how do I manage my mana? Do I take an extra mana door here so I can level up my mana a little bit more? Do I, what abilities do I have? Like, I think there's this really great ability at the moment, Boon with Zeus, that at the end or at the start of each run, there's like there is like a little pickup you can do that will just refill your mana. So then you're kind of, for that run, you're like, okay, I can go heavy on the mana now. I can go absolutely huge and just spam mana and grab it every single room. I think there's just so much. When you look at it, and it's easy to say, right? And one of the comments I've heard is this game has so much going on in terms of pickups and collectibles and things you've got to do. But I don't, at the minute so far, like I don't feel overwhelmed by that. I don't feel like I have to, have a detailed list for myself of, okay, I need these pickups. I need to make sure I've got this. It's just, I'm naturally grabbing things as I go. But
I wish Bones and Ashes were a little bit more distinct. That's my only thing.
Yeah, I guess once you know that Bones are for currency to buy things in the shop, Ashes are...
They're the purple one, right?
They're the white ones. Yeah, the Ashes are the white ones, and they unlock the tarot card system, which you can kind of... I think it's called Psych or Psy. Like, the more Psy you have, the more of these cards you have. It's a bit like it's the replacement for the mirror system in Hades 1, is these tarot cards that are very interesting to use. It's absolutely fantastic.
How many bosses have you used to manage to beat or not beat?
At the minute, I am. At the minute, I've only gotten the first I've got is like 3/4 of the way into like the second underworld area.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Under the ocean,
like in the ocean. Yeah.
Oceania.
I'm pretty sure I got to the boss of the ocean.
Okay, I haven't been that far yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I think it's been interesting reading some reviews this week. I can't remember what website it was. I read the review and I'm like, I disagree with it in the terms that like a lot of the stuff they were saying was negatives. It's just not how I feel about it. But at the same time, I'm like, I get it, which is that the review was like, there's too many systems, there's too many things, and it's just like annoying me, and it's like overloading me, which I can sort of get because as you are talking there, it's like you got to get the bones to get the thing, you got to get the flowers to get the thing, then you got to get them to do this other thing, and then them to do like there's all this whole trickle upgrade system where you need so many different things. And the main thing I sort of would disagree with is that they were saying you need to, like, it changes the way you sort of play the game, and I'm like, not really. I feel like you can just sort of play it and you'll naturally unlock stuff anyway. If you want to focus, if you're like, I want that, then sure, like you can go out of your way to make sure you go to certain doors because of thing. But I feel like if you just blindly just play the game and you're not really worried about which reward currency system thing that you're picking for door, you'll still get eventually when you come back to the the cauldron, it's like you'll still end up with the stage where you're like, I can unlock that. Wow, or like yeah. So that is something where I was trying to think back to the original Hades. I'm like, man, how many systems was there in the original Hades? And I feel like there was only like 2, 3. I don't like. There definitely wasn't as many here. I mean, I'm when you break it down, it's like, all right, there's a cauldron, and then I've now also got the shop dude you can unlock, and then from the shop dude you can trade in the purple things to other forms of currency from that person.
I mean, there was the shop dude in the first game as well.
Yeah.
So.
Now I've also unlocked a Charon trading system, which sits on the boat there, and that uses a completely different type of currency as well. There's 3 currencies. And you've got these seeds that you can dig up and you can plant in a garden all the way over here. So now you're looking for seeds as you're going along. And then when you go to upgrade it's like, okay, so you buy the cards to unlock them. They use a currency, but then you also got to use different currency to upgrade the amount of cards you can have. And like, it's this, I can see how it's like,
it would be a lot for some people. Yeah.
It's a lot for some people. It's a very video game with its with its systems, I think, as it boils down. But and I think the other conversation I've seen going around this week that I thought was sort of weird but interesting, I guess, because it doesn't happen often, which is just simply people saying, oh, it's just more of the same, which is like, okay, but it's just,
I think it's only more of the same if you've barely played it, though, because like, I guess it's a minor spoiler, but like, there's a whole nother section, at least a whole one other section to do runs in of some kind, you know? Like, you're not doing the same 4 kind of subsections every single time. Like, there's so much almost more to the game.
The world is much bigger.
Yeah. There's more going on. There's more kind of...
I guess like core gameplay wise, people like it's just.
But then that's a stupid thing. Like, why do people not say that about Call of Duty then?
No, correct. That's my thing. I think after seeing a few reviews or stuff where that seemed to be that they were still giving them like good scores for the game, but that seemed to be like, oh, it's just sort of more of this game, or whatever. Like, I guess we don't get too many iterative sequels these days, if that makes like when I think back on like. Well, and by that I just mean like it takes core mechanics from one game and like builds upon them very much into the second one. It doesn't do a lot of changes. Because when I think about most video games these days, so say your big budget AAA action games, you take Nathan Drake and it pretty much just takes the character and like throws all the tools out of the that we had in the game prior, and then they go, here's a bunch of other cool ones we decided instead. Like, it doesn't really ever carry on. Like, this one has a lot of the same boons, it has a lot of the same like core gameplay that, you know, like a lot of it's the same, it's just built upon. And you can tell it's like Supergiant's just like, we really enjoyed making game, we still had a shit ton of ideas, we're gonna make another one. Which is not a bad thing. It's just I don't think it happens a lot these days. Like, I couldn't think of another game where it's just like that. But it used to happen all the time. Think about all the like always think about like every Crash Bandicoot Spyro game. It's like
every one of those Ratchet and Clank, fucking Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, like those games were the same game every time. They had a different narrative, but they would have like small iterations on how they improve themselves. But at its core, like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as people saying, fuck, GTA is the same. Like, every core GTA is the same fucking game. Like, you're driving around doing missions for people, shooting at stuff.
Hell yeah. Game is full.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I would say I'm not vibing as much with the story as the first one so far. You know, as you progress through the game, you start having these little interactions with Kronos as he pops up, and I think it is in the second world, and it happens every time you play through that map, no matter what. You'll reach a part where like he freezes you and takes you to like the underworld from the original Hades for a split second, like sort of teases you and stuff like that. They try to add like these story. I guess they build up the characters you're playing through it, but I'm still just like, I don't particularly care. Like they haven't given me quite enough. They try to give a little bit. There's a section after, I don't know if it triggers after a certain amount of runs or whatever it is, where you like flashback and you play as a little.
Yeah, you have to run around fighting.
Young.
Yeah, I'm like maybe a bit more, maybe a little bit more of that would. I don't know, but
I guess the biggest difference, like I'm a massive like Greek mythology is my favorite like mythology, so I'm a fucking just a dork for it. So I'm immediately in on this story. Like there's not much you have to do for this because I understand what's at play, what's happening, and just excited to see more. Like I love the Greek gods. I love everything to do with it. So I guess for me, it's not been an issue that there's not as like it's not kind of probably more obvious or more first and foremost at the point of it in the game because I'm like
I think that the main difference is the first game. It's like you don't really need to know anything about Greek gods. Just be like teenage dudes like fuck you, dad.
The first game is such a personal story.
Yeah.
It's like a familial story, really.
Like
about a kid, being angry at their dad for secrets that they've kept and all this kind of stuff. And this one is like, this is the end of the fucking world. Yeah. Everything's going to be, there's a war going on between the gods, and you're the universe's only hope. So the stakes are way different.
This one's a lot more like built around the actual mythology and stuff. Which again, I don't think is a bad thing. It just makes it is like a bit harder to get into the characters and stuff.
Maybe this contradicts like, but I don't get that because I'm like, for me, like the whole wider war isn't the focal point. For me, it's this girl trying to get her family back, and
that's true.
Trying to balance all this, like trying to balance her wider family and the kind of what's going on. Because like Kronos is her grandfather. Like it's like this very messy family drama. Like that to me, like the war is kind of a second place kind of thing where there's so much like even like there's such moments of the interest between like Artemis and Hermes knowing about her for so long and not telling the rest of the gods, like their interactions, her established relationships with the other people, because that's the big thing is in Hades, in the original Hades, apart from those already in Hades or in the underworld, in Hades is wrong, but in the underworld, Zagreus was building relationships with the gods. It was his first time running into all of them. Whereas Melanoy, yes, it's her first time meeting a lot of the gods, like, you know, it's meeting like her grandmother and meeting all of these uncles and aunts and stuff. Yes, that's different, but she has such a grounded relationship with so many other people already. Like you kind of run into the camp and you're like, oh wait, Nemesis looks really cool. Oh wait, they don't like each other. They're always back and forth. They're always like there's some jealousy and hostility going on with this. That's interesting, you know.
Have you ran into her during a run yet?
Yes.
Because it's just funny how she she does it every time you run into her too. The interactions sometimes are different. She'll like try and do let's like play for coin or something or whatever. And sometimes she'll just I ran into her once at Kronos, and as soon as I walked towards something like I was going to buy it, she just yeeted it out of the shop right in front of me.
Well, that was the thing. That's the thing. The first time I ran into her, I was like, sweet, cool, I've got the money. Now I can, one of these doors is a Kronos store shop. Awesome. I can go over there. And she ran through that and locked the door. And I was like,
no, she does
you
that.
Bitch.
She does that every time as well. Every time, wherever you run into it, she just fucking, and somehow the game, I swear, just knows exactly what you're probably going to pick, or like make sure there's a door that's a lot more engaging and just has her like be like, yep. Fucking hell. God damn you. What's the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, like I don't think with that, like I don't really think it's like too much of a spoiler because you can unlock it after like 3 hours if you really tried. But yeah, so the other gate that goes up to the surface
to Olympus,
which is an interesting introduction to the game. I haven't really done a lot of it because you have to. I don't know. I don't have all that. Basically, you go up there. And it's like, of course, you can't survive up there. You die after like playing for 5 minutes, basically. But you can unlock a concoction that will make it so you can survive up there. Basically, I've got the ingredients. I just can't find. they keep the game. The characters have basically told me that one of the ingredients I need's up there somewhere. And I talked to old Skelly General, whatever dude, his name.
Which ingredient?
Yeah, well, I can't remember the ingredient now, but the last one on the.
You just need to go up and do like a quick.
Well, that's what he said.
run.
Like, literally talked to him, and he goes, "I reckon you just charge for it, get it, and then just like die." Yeah. And I'm like, "That's great. I don't know where it is, though." Like, so. But that is an interesting direction, because then when you get there, when you have both gates unlocked, it's you can be like, fucking, I just got annoyed at dying, going down, trying to get to Kronos. Let me try and find this, which I've done a couple times. I'm like, let me just go try and find this ingredient, and then like just for a break up the pace, I guess, as playing it. I think the only other thing I really back to the systems and stuff, dude. I think the only tip I would give anyone doing this, I made sure to unlock. I like purposely made sure to go try and get certain things, and I just unlocked all the tools ASAP. And I would say that would be my only tip, because you're gonna need that shit, and that some of those.
It's frustrating seeing the fishing hole and you can't fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just you can just unlock all that earlier, instead of maybe unlocking a weapon or something else. Like, it would be my tip, because once you have it all unlocked, and then you can also one of the concoctions, like, it'll highlight when you kill all the enemies, it'll tell you if there's anything in that room anyway, so you can't really miss the stuff. So all that's helpful. Also, one of the things you can unlock is I'm interested to see if it builds to something. Currently, I have no idea if it is. But like, you can, one of the things is like a book, I can't remember, a mask, some shit, but it lets you like send souls back to Skelly General dude. That you
I think I've just got that, because you have to do like a mini game.
You have to do like a little mini game,
like a left trigger, right trigger.
Yeah,
it gives you the mana, the stuff to give you more grasp for the cards.
Is that what it is?
Is that what it does?
The tablet.
No, that sends a ghost. The ghost you find.
No,
back
you see like a ghost in like a room once you finished it.
So around you've got like little ghost dude, and then you do the mini game with your right trigger or your left trigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they give you like grasps so you can improve the number of cards you can hold.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do I have to find them? Go talk to them? Or do I just get that and have realized?
Well, I mean, they're like every other item at the end of a room that gets cleared.
Yeah, okay. I swear I've sent back like 9, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting out of it, but
yeah, so you've got more of the whatever resource you need to increase your grasp to hold more cards.
Yeah, well, that might add up, because I've I think I can
just haven't noticed.
No, I think I've used it, and I just maybe didn't realize that's where it was coming from. I think I've got like 18, 20 points for cards now. So
yeah,
that makes sense. I've got up to. I'm up to the. Well, not up to, because you restart every time. I've beat the second boss. So I'm in the third world. Is where I'm up to. I will say that I've only met.
But you haven't opened up to Olympus, so I mean,
No. True.
Interesting, yeah.
The third world's really cool. They do it's like I think they did something in the first Hades where it's like, instead of like, it'll be like 2 boons per area. So it's a big like sort of open space or whatever, and as you walk through it, like when you go to click on a boon, it'll like spawn in a bunch of enemies, and then like there'll be another.
It was in the first one. It was there was 2 gods, and you had to pick a god, and then you'd piss the other god off. So the other god would then try and kill you, necessarily to be like, "Hey, why the fuck didn't you choose me?" But then you would end up with both as soon as you survived it. Is that?
Kind of, but they're not saying you piss off. Like, no, it'll just be like 2 things, but like it's just like it's like a longer map, I guess, of the level. Instead of like the structure of the first 2 worlds is the same. Like you pick from a couple different, you just drop through or whatever. So, I will say I'm at the stage now where the first boss, fine, know that well. Second boss, I only beat it twice. And died to it numerous times. It's still an absolute pain in my fucking ass. It's 3 different goddamn people in one room. Get the hell out of here.
It's also have you guys messed around much with the hex system? I think the hex system is very interesting.
Is that the moon god thing?
The moon god, yeah. Where if you meet her once and like you pick which hex you want for the run, if you go to her a second time, it then opens up a skill tree, and you can like based on the amount of I don't know what the currency is you spend, because at one time I go into her and I had like fucking heaps, and I was like, oh, sweet.
One time I opened up, I had 6 points. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like it'll like then the skill tree goes, okay, so somebody will be like, you gain more gold when you use the hex, or like you after using the hex you deal 5% more damage in this room, or yada yada yada. Like you can then kind of pick and choose what you want to like adjust that, which I think is a very interesting system compared to everything else in Hades in general.
I think when I've had her stuff active and then the old Chaos's stuff active at the same time, and I'm like, what a build. Just the wild shit, you know? Any other thoughts on Hades before we move on to news stories?
Hasn't been mentioned yet, but as expected with them, music is fucking amazing.
Couple news stories for the week. The main big one was that we got a state of play this week, which had some substantial stuff in it. So the state of play started with our first proper look at Saros, which is the new game from Housemarque, the follow-up to Returnal, of course, and it is more or less Returnal spiritual successor, but this time starring Rahul Kohli. Yes. Which is, it looks cool. I think the main difference for this one that they point out in the trailer that's probably going to get people more excited and more likely to finish this game over Returnal is that they very clearly say the tagline for the game is like come back stronger or whatever it is. And it's more of a proper roguelike where between runs you will be upgrading permanent abilities and things to make the runs feel easier or you stronger, obviously, as you go. Because the big asterisk that caught a lot of people, the big speed hump for Returnal was it was an old school rogue, proper rogue like or roguelike, not roguelite. In which you didn't upgrade anything. What got better between runs was you, motherfucker. You better have got better. You know, like Ash, what do you think of this?
It looked like Returnal, and that's all I took away from
Whoa, them fighting words.
I mean, it looks pretty, you know, and looks like obviously Housemarque continuing to grow and develop and go bigger, and you know, obviously the progression thing I think is going to be a big, you know, more appealing to a lot more people. Obviously, you've got them talking about you can get a second chance, defy death or whatever ability or whatever, you know, so. You know, that is much more appealing than get good, you know, for a lot of people.
Yeah. Kieran, did you ever play Returnal? I can't remember.
I did. I played some of it. Look, anything that has more bruvs in it is a great thing.
Fair.
I like also, to be honest, I actually appreciate the shield mechanic that they showed off. I thought the effect itself looked really nice, but it looks like it is more catered to a more middling audience, to say at the very least.
There's going to be some trophy in this that's like, beat the game with no upgrades or some shit.
Yeah, be a proper gamer.
Yeah. I'm super keen. Obviously, I really loved Returnal. Had a great time with that. So I am keen for this. It seems to be maybe a bit more story-driven. Maybe not. I don't know. Like, Returnal had a story, but it was very vague, and you missed a lot of it unless you actually 100% of it, because a lot of the trophies, the optional stuff sort of led you to do things that would unlock sort of secret cinematics and stuff that would explain the story a bit more. But if you're playing it just casually, you sort of miss a lot of it. So then we got Zero Parades. Zero Parades got a gameplay trailer, the first official one. So this is the new game from Zaam, of course, the Disco Elysium developers, without the same team. It looks like this Disco Elysium, but story and like gameplay wise, art style wise, like everything. Yeah.
It's so amusing coming off the comments we just talked through for Hades 2, where the biggest complaint is, this is the same thing as Hades 1. Both of these games so far, I'm like, well, that game's the same as Returnal. This game is the same as Disco Elysium. I literally looked at this and went, fuck, I need to play through Disco Elysium again. I've got it on my Steam Deck. I should just chill out and play that at some point. And then I was instantly excited for this game. Like this, no matter what they do, I think they are a fantastic dev team. And the style itself is fantastic. Like I love their writing. I love their internal monologues, the commentary around the characters, especially that this is focused on building a team and kind of and reaching out and kind of this main character's past. I think it just looks like it's going to be great.
This one's about fighting a pig. I thought that's what I got from the trailer. So, Ash.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I don't know enough about the behind the scenes stuff of Zaum to, be concerned or not.
Long story short is basically indie team taken over by corporate overlord. Corporate overlord forces out the core bunch because they weren't willing to they weren't willing to play ball. Is I guess they were really successful. It led to certain things. It also led to other people coming and taking over the company. And yeah, watch the No Clip documentary. I mean, it's I don't think it's any surprise, especially if you know anything about the original Disco Elysium. But a lot of the studio were very liberal, progressive, left. That's the core of that game. That's who built the studio. And then when they got successful and you had it got turned into a proper company and stuff like that, they didn't want to play ball with a lot of the stuff. So
okay, so it seems like the studio heads left, right?
Yeah, the three.
But
I think it's
a lot of the other.
People. A lot of the team there, apart from the three main people, and the lead writers left. So
yeah.
Okay. So it'll be interesting. I believe they're making their own thing now, so they'll also be interesting. Let's see when that comes out. We then got a trailer for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That's right, we're still talking about the PlayStation State of Play.
Wild. Fucking wild. Something with the word Microsoft in it is getting launched on Sony.
So that game's coming to
I mean, it's funny in two ways. One, that it's got Microsoft in the title, and it has 2024 in the title for 2026. Yeah.
So you can look forward to playing that on your PlayStation on December 8th, 2024. It's also going to receive PSVR 2 support. That part's cool.
That would be pretty cool.
That part I'm sort of down for. Yeah. I'm like, fucking try that out, feel sick, and then play it again. But then we got a cinematic story trailer for the campaign of Battlefield 6. It was pretty cool, I thought. Like, it was a lot happening, a lot of explosions. Like, it looks pretty,
meaty.
The thing is, I got the vibes this is what Activision did with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, this very much feels similar.
It's hard to, I guess, the thing is, like,
it's hard to shake up.
If you took away the words Battlefield 6 at the end of this trailer and showed someone said, like, say if this is Battlefield Call of Duty, you'd probably get 50-50 answers. So, then it was announced that Deus Ex is getting a remastered version from Aspire. Of course, they make all the remasters and stuff now. So, cool. Halloween, the game, got a new trailer, actually showing some gameplay. The game comes out September 8th, 2026. So, fucking wild.
Somebody at Sony was like, guys, you need to have a date at the end of your trailer. Lots of stuff is getting dates at the end of the trailer in this state of play. We need you to have a date. So just
everything up to this point had dates, and then towards the end they're like, we don't need to worry about dates. It's like general seasons.
Yeah.
No, they didn't need to be this specific.
Hey, given what games are at the end of this, I'll take general seasons as is allowed. Last Epoch, Orbius expansion announced.
Wait, on Halloween, that looks pretty good though for where it is. I mean, it definitely is just evoking Friday 13th, but
It looks like
It's
every other
100%.
asymmetrical horror
Yep.
game they've done, and yes, I'll play it and then get bored of it and move on. But I'll play it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can have a fun night together.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
I'm not Michael.
You're the killer.
Yeah, oh,
Good.
fucking classic bit. Yeah. Well, last epoch. So whatever that game is, I never heard of it before. Anyway, it's getting an expansion. It's coming to PS5 on the same day that the expansion releases, which they didn't announce. But anyway,
I think it's a big PC hit from what I hear.
there you go. PC nerds. 7 Deadly Sins Origin.
Ooh,
got
anime.
It's a
Yeah.
it's an anime game. Comes out January 28th, 2026. Sonic Racing Crossworld, that came out this week as well. They've already announced more DLC, so it is now getting Mega Man DLC pack sometime next year, which will include Mega Man and Proto Man and a Dr. Wily inspired track. It's very funny to me how this Sonic Racing game has turned into a IP crossover hub thing. But from all reports, all the reviews that came out for it last week, people seem to think it's great. So good for Sonic, you know. Neo 3 got a trailer, comes out early next year, February 6, 2025. I know none of us care about Neo, so every time there's a Neo game, it's like, cool. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. Why? But okay. March 19th, 2026. Code Vein 2 got a new trailer. This is the anime Souls-like. So if you like anime and normal Souls-likes aren't enough for you, that's the one. That comes out January 30th, 2026. Then Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evil East Chronicles got a trailer, I guess. It's not really a trailer. Anyway, the game comes out September 30th, so this week. It was more or less like, let's bring someone out to talk about the game and be like, yes, it's really good. Buy it. Let It Die Inferno was announced. I don't know why this game exists, but this is a PvEVP Let It Die game. This is the third Let It Die game. A series of games that will not let it die. I don't know how they keep getting made. People must like them, I guess. Sure. Good for them. Chrono Script, The Endless End was announced. This looked very cool. So this is a game. It looked like a Metroidvania to me, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's set within a book, which I do think is a new theme. There's so many games now set in books, but I like the art style. I like the way it's presented in the trailer and everything like that. I'm keen to find out more about this one. Looks very dark fantasy, like as well.
Yeah,
but
it's the backgrounds are very detailed.
Oh, very.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
It's like maybe too detailed.
Yeah, every singular fucking
takes
brick and like
takes attention away from the main character. But.
It's a good point. I wonder if you, maybe you zoned in when you're playing it. And let's know a little bit.
Yeah, but getting like a Legacy, the roguelite, side-scrolling roguelite. No,
which
Rogue
one?
Legacy. That's it. There we
What?
go.
What?
Rogue Legacy.
Rogue Legacy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crimson Desert got a release date trailer. That game comes out March 19th, 2025. Sony then announced a new speakers called Pulse Elevate, which I got to admit, here's my. So these were coming out in 2026. At first, I was like, well, what are these and why do they exist? But I sort of came around by the end of the trailer because they're being marketed within their PlayStation Link hub of stuff now, which is the same little USB thing that you can use with their earbuds and with their headphones and a lot of other stuff they've put out recently. All use the same PlayStation Link thing. So this is wireless via this, and as per the trailer, they're saying it's good, obviously, because why would they say it's bad? But if it worked as well as they say it is, I think it's kind of cool. They're rechargeable too, so they like come on these little. You could have them set up at your computer, like here. You could use them as your normal speakers, and then you're like, I want to go lay in bed and play my PlayStation Portal, which I guess is what they show in the trailer. And then you take the two little speakers with you and put them there. It's at least different. At first, I was like, why? But then I was like, at least it's different enough. Kieran, proceed to shit on them.
Like, it was funny. I was watching this on my TV as this just came up. I slowly look down at the sound bar I have below the TV, and I'm like, who is this for?
Well, they
Like
they definitely market them as desktop speakers. At least they're not saying
they market
for
them as
your-
desktop speakers, but I'm like, who is this for? Like, even like, it's so funny. I've had the thought many times of like the self debate of, do I need desktop speakers? Like, but I personally, I can never fully fathom why I need them, because headphones have got to the point where they are so comfortable, it doesn't matter that you're wearing them, you know? Like, it doesn't, like, there's almost like no benefit of, oh, I can play without headphones, I guess, if I have the speakers. But at the same time, I'm like, if I was doing that, I'd go set up my TV and play on my console there.
I mean, I have PC speakers, right? Logitech,
Mhm.
a Logitech set, and like I was playing Hades before recording and stuff. I'm just playing with those. I'm not playing with headphones.
I will say, as a minor thing that and I did laugh out loud during this part of the presentation when they showed the section where it was like the PlayStation USB being plugged into the PC.
That's the PlayStation Link.
And they were like, they were trying to make it sound like, oh, this special PlayStation Link technology. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, everything does that.
Well, it's whatever their technology between that and the speakers that is going to supposedly give it no latency in the sound.
Yeah.
Because there's no...
It also allows you to connect to Bluetooth at the same time.
Yeah. I've never had... Like these speakers here, they're wired, right? I've never had any computer speakers that weren't wired. And the idea of wireless speakers, I go, well, there'll be latency. So if it works as they say, then cool, they got the technology working. But I mean, it's the same as like wireless keyboards for ages. I was like, surely that's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have one, and I'm like, it works. We got the technology there. Yeah, we got the technology there. You know, so But for years, I understood how people were like, no, you got it wired. Like, how's that work? The latency wouldn't. So I get it. Like,
I don't know. It just seems like a very. The thing for me is Sony has a track record now of putting out pointless hardware. And I wish, and it's the same thing as in this state of play, how many PSVR games were in this, or PSVR 2 even games were in this state of play?
One.
Like it's like they
and it was a Microsoft game.
And it was a Microsoft game, right? Like,
it's a topsy-turvy world.
I feel like they keep putting they keep putting this kind of thing out there. They keep putting out this hardware. They keep putting out the they keep putting out PSVR 2. They put up random ass hardware, and then it's like, well,
I will say
why?
though, so PSVR 2, obviously they're not supported that well, and that's just the writing on the walls for that.
Which is the same thing we could have said about PSVR 1.
Yeah. I think
and PS Vita,
PS Portal felt like a throw this out and just see how well it does. And from all reports, it oversold their own expectations. So that was a throw at the wall, and it seemed to have done well for them. Anything that's audio, to me, sits in its own category, because from all accounts, that section of their R&D team does very well. Like all the Pulse headsets and all that sort of stuff. They even have next month, they have a bunch of Pulse headset version 2s coming out. Like there's a week there where there's like Sony, they have like 3 or 4 different headsets releasing and stuff like that. So I think that section, which I would associate this with more so than PSVR and PlayStation Portal, because it's like an audio thing, that has done well for them numbers wise. So
yeah, which makes sense because, you know, obviously Sony itself is like been historically a
sound
electronics company, sound company. Yeah. So it's just adding the PlayStation branding to a lot of these products that they probably have been R&Ding for a while. It makes sense to, you know, add that branding to some of these products. And on these speakers, I mean, you know, if they work, cool. You know, I like Kieran said, I don't think there's a huge demand for these, but like for maybe like a dorm room or people who don't have a soundbar, you know, this could be something. You know,
I'd be curious about the battery life of them.
I don't think they said
without them being hooked up. There was no. I'm curious about that. Like, what is the the battery life for those, because I guess it's interesting to have wireless speakers in that format.
I think it
They
feels
also
6
look
hours.
super easy just to keep on charge, you know, with the MagSafe kind of bottom thing.
I think if it was 6 hours, I'd be like, that's decent. Like off the MagSafe charge.
If you can match your headset, you know, on charge. You know.
I think the
But
other,
also,
I was going to say
I feel like-
the other thing just quickly that we haven't brought up is they do show in the trailer that it's got a microphone built in it, so they're going to target this as like not better than a actual like proper microphone, but hey, gaming with friends, playing whatever on your PC, the technology in this microphone will work well. What I can,
because like even like the suggestion of you compare it with your PS Portal and like sit it in bed and use the PS. I'm like, so you're targeting people that aren't in relationships, because I couldn't imagine anything worse than
So all PlayStation play, no.
like
gamers.
like gamers, you have to be single, because or if you do this, you're likely going to end up single because you're playing your personal handheld device in bed, probably while your partner's reading the smut book of the week off TikTok, and you're fucking blaring the speakers as they're trying to fucking relax and read a book. Like, that's not going to end well. That could not be a good situation for anybody.
Oh dear. All right, PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus, they announced that Alan Wake 2, Goat Simulator, and Cocoon are the PS Plus essential games for October, so that's a good month. And then they also announced that Last of Us Part 2 Remaster is coming to the X Deluxe tiers, and then coming to PlayStation Plus Classic soon is Tekken 3, Soul Calibur 3, and Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary. So yeah, I mean, obviously, love Alan Wake 2, loved Cocoon, Goat Simulator, whatever. But yeah, cool. Play those. And then Gran Turismo 7 got a Spec 3 update announcement. So it's going to add 8 new vehicles, new circuit experience, data logger feature and stuff. When I was watching it, people in the comments were like, why the fuck is this a thing? Like, who cares and stuff like this? I just want to point out, Gran Turismo has always done spec updates, and they just used to release them as brand new fucking games back in like PS2, PS3 and stuff like that. It would be like Gran Turismo 3 Spec 2 edition and shit like that. It's like now at least it's a update. Yeah. Like you don't have to rebuy the game to get the 10 new cars that are and a couple new tracks and shit like that. So and as for like most people, like who cares about this? Gran Turismo still has a huge fan base, massive fan base of people.
What did they just say? A million copies sold?
Yeah. There's a huge still people love that game. So long history there, and as much as we like to say that, and we'll talk about Forza later in the show, Forza's like the Horizon series in particular has been doing really well. Forza, the main series, dead now by all accounts. Motorsport, they shut, that was the team that like done. So in this whole like simulation racer competition thing that was potentially happening for a while, Gran Turismo is still surviving, still doing well. So I don't compare Horizon series to Gran Turismo 7. They're very different. They're completely different types of games. So, a God of War 20th anniversary DualSense controller was announced. It looks cool. I guess it's got like the Kratos mark thing down it. Cool. Yep. Free money for them to make people buy it. So, and then of course we got the massive reveal at the end of the showcase, which was our very first trailer for Marvel's Wolverine. Showed gameplay, gory, violent, bloody, everything that people were scared that wasn't going to happen because of, I don't know, being Insomniac, I guess, I don't know. And then it was revealed that Liam McIntyre, an Australian actor known for the work on Spartacus TV series, is our Logan/Wolverine. Ash, what were your thoughts on the Wolverine gameplay trailer?
I mean, this is the bloody violent version of Wolverine that people have been wanting. So, I mean, you see some of the shots that we get of like the blood physics that they've invented for this game is freaking wild. Like obviously we get that shot of him rolling down and then like uppercutting somebody with his claws, and the blood splatter that comes from that. Very impressive. We only get a glimpse of what kind of story they're going to tell. Like obviously there's a few different locations. What kind of game style it's going to be? Is it going to be open world, or is it going to be like set pieces, or like what kind of game are they going to make?
It's a third-person action game.
Yeah, so but is it going to be levels or is it going to be open worlds? It's hard to say. But yeah, I mean, it looks impressive. It looks like they're on track. And very keen. Wolverine looks really great in the suit and in the everything he's wearing as well. So I'm very keen.
Karen, what do you think?
I would be blown away if this game is open world. I don't see or understand how they make this an open world game. Just purely for the fact of, and I've always thought this to say now, so like Wolverine just doesn't have the mobility and the traversal that a Spider-Man does. So I think this is going to end up being a action, like a level-based action game. I'm just interested to see how they play it out and how good that is. My worry is, and I saw a social media post about this where somebody retweeted a clip of Wolverine like fighting down a corridor from the trailer, and just the caption of it was just like, to do this, all I did was press XXXXXXXXXXX, and yeah, I look at it and I go, oh, I hope there's a more depth to this than that. Like, I hope there is more to this game.
That's a very silly thing to say, because that is not at all how the combat works in Spider-Man. So why would it work like that in this?
No, but like the thing is, Spider-Man has the variety for it to work, whereas because Spider-Man's very acrobatic, Spider-Man is got web shooters, he's got all these gadgets he uses. Wolverine as a character is realistically just his claws, and can jump a bit, So I'm just interested to see how they make that into the game.
If I think everyone's collectively agreed on this, but the best Wolverine game is the PS3 one, the Wolverine Origins game, which is it was a good game for a shit movie. And the combat in that was built around action. It was combo based. It was square, triangle, circle, does a throw flip, whatever. So you could button mash your way to victory and just pull off combos or whatever. But if you played on the hard difficulty, you had to sort of learn the way that stuff works. I would be shocked if this isn't running under a similar sort of like combo system or something like that. So, yeah. I just quickly looked on the PS blog to see if I could see if they made any mention of it being open world or anything like that. Nah, there's no mention.
No, I doubt it's going to be open world.
But. It could be like Ratchet and Clank, because they're levels, but some of them are a little bit more open. Hub area.
I just can't imagine them having the scale of level.
No, I think it's going to be very much a linear story. You know what I mean? With linear levels. A little bit like closer to a.
Well, it'll be like
Uncharted.
Insomniac has that's the Insomniac doing levels is them going back to Resistance. Like that's the only franchise I think they've done where they've done like core, start to finish level design without some structure of open worldy sort of or open level design. So, obviously really good, really liked it, very keen for it. Want to know more. Basically all they've said about the story is Logan's on a mission to discover things from his past. I'm like, okay, it's like, what's that mean? Please explain. But combat.
Isn't that like almost every Logan story in mainstream media?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Keen to find out how many more, I guess, X-Men characters we're going to have in here.
I hope it's X-Men heavy. Like, I really hope it's X-Men heavy. Like, it would disappoint me.
You want a mission where he gets going through the mansion and is like, "What's up, Jean Grey? What's up, Cyclops? What's up, Emma Frost?" I don't know.
But that's the thing. I desperately want Cyclops, and then to them to do Cyclops properly, like do their relationship properly. Like I think there's so much untapped chemistry and potential that has never been done right in mainstream media for an X-Men story. Like, yes, they've gotten Magneto and Xavier right, but there's just so much. There's so much of the team dynamic of the X-Men they just never get right.
Find out. There's no way there's not more mutants announced though. Just
I don't know. I feel like maybe they will not want to overload it with characters.
there'll be at least some. The Spider-Man games have shown that they like to incorporate characters from.
I think there'll be villains and characters like that, but I don't know if there'll be X-Men. A ton of X-Men anyway.
All right, just keeping on the PlayStation train for another second. So this week, PlayStation announced a new reward system. I can't remember the PlayStation Gear. What the fuck? Where's it say? Whatever. Anyway, the first set of the way the system works is you have to earn certain trophies within a game, and that will enable you the ability to then purchase exclusive gear. So the first one, the ones I've launched with are a t-shirt and a pin. If you've unlocked the Mono No Aware Gold Trophy, which is basically finishing the game for Ghost of Tsushima, and then the Living Legend Platinum Trophy in Ghost of Tsushima. And if you've unlocked those by December 31st, 2025, you head to ghostrewards.playstation.com and you can buy either of these items depending on if you've got the trophies or not. I'm going, of course, Australian prices. So, but the pin costs $25. The t-shirt costs $30. I put them both into a cart. I've got a screenshot here somewhere. International shipping to Australia was $26.54 for both items, which I've said in the article here. I think that's fine. I think buying a t-shirt and a pin, international shipping, $26. I was like, you know what? That's actually not too bad. I've put things into international carts and seeing how much it costs to Australia. It's been like $60. I'll be like, holy fuck! Like, what are we doing? It was one t-shirt. So, I think that's fine. I also think the prices are sort of fine. I think $30 t-shirt, cool. $25 for a limited edition, and the pin looks pretty fucking sick, to be honest. So, I think that's all cool as well. That's
Australian dollars, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you feel, Ash, on the rewards program itself? Because the reactions have been a bit weird because they've announced this just after they've, of course, cancelled PlayStation Stars. So this is their new reward system, and the reactions are sort of mixed because it's more or less like you've got to earn trophies to then be the ability to buy stuff.
No, I can totally understand why some people will be upset. It's like, oh, they're gatekeeping this merch from me because I didn't play the game. In which case, I say just play the game. It's cool that they're. I can understand. Yeah, I can understand for both ways. Like, people are like, I want to be a poser and pretend that I play the game, so I want to buy this thing. But then there's also the people who'll be like, oh, this is a cool reward that I can get to showcase that I played this game, love this game, platinum this game, a physical in-world thing that I can own. So that's pretty cool. So, and it's, if it's limited and that kind of stuff, adds value and that kind of thing. So, it's interesting that they're starting with Ghost of Tsushima, I guess. Is the only thing.
The next one they've said will be Ghost of Yotai. So.
Yotai, yeah. So. Just depends on the regularity and the output, I guess, of the program, and how frequent, how long it'll stay open, that kind of stuff. So I don't mind it.
Kieran, hot take time.
I wouldn't say hot take time. I literally sat here while you're reading it, thinking, did they recently release the progress system, like some stars bullshit or something?
Yeah, cancelled.
And then to hear you say they cancelled it, I'm like, well, there you go, fucking. It's just PlayStation. They often do these types of things. They throw it, against the wall. They try and make their own, and then it doesn't quite stick or it doesn't quite work. So, it's a cool gimmick. I don't see it being a massive thing, but it's cool for those people who want to be involved in it and to take an active kind of take part in it actively.
Yeah, I like it too. I have no problem with it. I think that in the world where the last system PlayStation tried to do, the only cool thing about that was that you would earn points from buying games and whatever that you could then, like similar to Nintendo's like gold point system, that you could then build up enough to like redeem a PlayStation card or whatever. But the rest of the system, the NFT like digital collectibles system thing that was on the app, which no one cared about or ever really did anything with. It was like, whatever, who cares? At least this, I think, is, hey, for the people who really care about, like, you know, if the system's going to work on a structure of the gold trophy for beating the game. So if you beat the game, you're eligible for like the T-shirt, which is the main item that most people would want. And then like if the system's then going to be like, if you've earned the platinum, you can get a pin, which is, I guess, the equivalent of owning that platinum in real life, I guess. I think it's fine. Like whatever. Like
It's just especially for people where it's like, oh, you're annoyed. People are annoyed that they can't be involved. It's like you're annoyed that you just you can't be involved. Like even if you want, like they weren't intending to play the game. They never thought they weren't going to finish the game anyway. So it's just this whole kind of baked in participationism that has been built into society nowadays, where it's like everybody wants something without doing the work or doing the effort for it.
Yeah, I don't understand if you don't even at least have the gold trophy for beating the game. Why do you want a T-shirt? I'm just that's the part I'm like, what are we talking about? You want a T-shirt? Like, you haven't beat the game. Like, I don't want to sound gatekeepery, but like, if you like the game enough, wouldn't you beat it?
100%.
All right. Microsoft held a TGS show. There wasn't a lot in it. The main thing was Forza Horizon 6 was announced. Also funny, they someone on the social media team leaked it like 6 hours before the show started. So anyway, Forza Horizon 6 is coming in 20. I'm just going to read from the Xbox Wire. After years, it's official. Forza Horizon 6 is coming in 2026. It will be set in Japan. Announced today during the Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2025 broadcast, we saw a cinematic teaser trailer that included Easter eggs from each of the previous games in the open world driving series, before offering a glimpse of the incredible world Playground Games is creating. Of course, the teaser trailer is going to generate a lot more questions, and thankfully, I was able to go straight to Playground Games, get answers, blah, 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 blah. It looks very cool, is my short answer to this. I'm very keen. I've loved the last couple of Horizon games, obviously. They are just fun. The worlds feel great and everything like that. I think the idea of driving around, I mean, they're gonna have like a fucking map where you like a plane drops your car off on top of fucking Mount Fuji and
Mount Fuji.
I was gonna
say Hiroshima.
Yeah, definitely not Hiroshima. On Mount Fuji and and race down that. So like just it's a very, I think in the scheme of I'm happy that each game so far they keep sort of going to very different places, locales to explore. And the only other stuff that they've said that is cool. Where is it here? How will the game reflect Japanese car culture? With a huge car history of all its own cars, choosing Japan as a setting isn't just a chance to create a beautiful place, but to reflect that history of play. While we can't reveal any specific details quite yet, we will, of course, be following in the footsteps of Forza Horizon 5 in delivering a broad range of cars that players will know and love. Japan, of course, has unique car culture all of its own, and we're excited to have the opportunity to explore that in the game. In Japanese car culture, depth and diversity is astonishing. Key cars and vans and cult followings, precision motorsport, drifting routes, and the passion for customization really stands out. It'll be, I think, a very unique addition to the Horizon series. So I'm keen for that. And anything's better than that time they set the game in the UK. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Let's back it up there, mate. All right.
No backing up. We only go forward, full throttle. You know, no reverse here.
I just hope that whatever part or version of Tokyo they do, the street layout and the overall infrastructure of that place is just as fucked as it is in real life.
I would just. Yeah, well, they're going to set, I guarantee a lot of it will be set in Japanese countryside because that's where you're actually going to be able to do stuff. They'll have city stuff, which I would hope they keep realistic, but that will be part of the the fun of it, I guess. But I presume a lot of it will be set
I'm
in the
sorry
countryside.
if you are not able to recreate the drifting scenes
From Tokyo
from
Drift.
Tokyo Drift
Yeah, what's the point?
in the city
Yeah.
of like the people crossing and you sliding through the city, like that's a
Like
missed
Han
opportunity
crashing
there.
and dying.
What the fuck?
He didn't. No.
You mean Han
actually,
driving
he-
out of the car at the last second and surviving?
Yeah, he dove out of the car at the last second.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
the
yeah.
secret
Sorry,
agent,
I didn't want to
special
spoil it.
CIA
Yeah.
man saved him, and then
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the last movie ended? It revealed that Gal Gadot's alive. Been hanging on that information for a couple of years, guys. Like every now and then it comes back to me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
On top of a giant submarine. Yeah.
Yeah, on top of a giant submarine.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
almost
yeah.
impressive. Like she like there would just happen to be a crash pad in the middle of that
Yeah,
runway.
when she got flown off that plane, and she just I can't wait for them to reveal. And there was a secret agent that swapped out for her body.
I can't wait for them to be like, she did a backwards handstand
Yeah.
and flipped.
And then
off
she stands
landed
up
on
and
her
goes,
feet.
oh, wah,
The
wah,
Wonder Woman
wah.
music kicked in, and but yeah, if they don't license Tokyo Drift on this on the soundtrack, they're fucked up.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, if I can't drive it, if you wanna let me know on the streets of Tokyo,
I don't know what to say. Yeet, yeet, yeet. I don't know.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. If I can't get a family mini, like a people carrier, like with
the 100%
decked
will
out
be
as the Hulk,
yeah, 100%.
then, disappointing.
Talking about Japan.
If I can't go kart around the streets dressed as Mario characters in this game,
All right,
I'm
you're
very upset.
you're pushing
Unrealistic
the
to Japan.
You're pushing the fucking bus. RGGG Studios has revealed Yakuza Kiwami 3 alongside a spin-off to Yakuza 3, which will be released as part of the same game. Both projects are scheduled to release in February 2026. Kiwami 3 will be a complete remake of the original game utilizing RGG Studios' newest engine. The game has been updated, which will include new areas, content due to changes in Okinawa since the game's original release 16 years ago. Fucking hell. There'll be additional scenes in the game, re-recorded lines, overhauled animations, and some scenes will have completely different outcomes. So it's not just a remake; it's a it's a Kiwami. The spin-off game is titled Yakuza 3 Dark Ties. It'll follow the antagonist of Yakuza 3, Kashitaka Mine, before the events of Yakuza 3, and you'll get to discover more about their history before coming face to face with Kiryu in the main game. My favorite part of this that I included in my write-up was that there's a part where that character gets to have bro time with his brother, and it comes up on the screen and says bro time. Yakuza's a funny series. And this will all be part of one project that will be released as Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. So they are separate games. I don't know if you'll actually be able to buy Dark Ties separately. I presume maybe digitally or something. But anyway, it comes as one package. You get two games, one package. You get Yakuza Kiwami 3 and you get Yakuza 3 Dark Ties. They're both going to release on next year on February 12th, 2026. Ash, as the person who's played the most Yakuza of the last couple of years here,
Yep.
Do you want to pick this up, or you haven't played the other Kiwami ones? But like,
no, I haven't played the original Kiwami game, so I mean, So,
okay,
but it's good they
on.
keep making them because then when I want to go back, they're there.
Yeah.
I guess the other interesting thing is like sticking with the Yakuza name for these earlier titles.
I think it's because it's
and
less
then
confusing.
just Like a Dragon makes sense for the latest iteration of the series. But yeah, keep making so I can eventually one day, when time and money is no longer a thing, go back and play them all.
You're never gonna have that.
It's nice to have dreams.
I mean, don't say that because I also want to play old Yakuza games. So if you say Ash will never have time, I'm fucked. You set me up to defeat that.
Someone pay us to play these.
Yeah. Yakuza's playing catching up in the Yakuza series is like the dream at the moment. Looked very cool though. Also, they announced that Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2 will be released on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series XS on November 13th. So new updated versions of those for the new consoles and stuff. Yakuza, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, the one that came out as a Switch 2 launch title, that's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS on December 8th. You cannot upgrade for free, unfortunately, if you already own Yakuza 0. They're treating it as a new game. So, but either way, it's very cool. I don't have it written here, but at the end of the RGGG Direct, they had what the fuck's their new game called? The detective one that they showed.
Century, whatever.
Yeah, Century, whatever that
Century
game's
Project,
called.
I believe.
Century Project, but they didn't. They gave it a real name. I think.
I think they gave it a name.
They showed like some woman singing on stage at the end of this show, so that game's still a thing, obviously. But yeah, somehow they still working on that, making Virtua Fighter, and then banging out Yakuza games.
Stranger Than Heaven.
That's it. Stranger Than Heaven. Yeah. So they had a little bit at the end. So yeah. All right. Bowser, the man, retires from Nintendo. Right, GeoGamer. Nintendo American president Doug Bowser is set to retire at the end of the year and will be succeeded by the company's first female president. Bowser followed Reggie Fils-Aimé as president in 2019 and spent over a decade in multiple leadership positions. His time as president has covered the majority of Switch's life and the recent launch of Switch 2 and will end on 31st of December 2025. Devon Pritchard will take over as president following 19 years in the industry. She's already a long-standing member of the NOA leadership team, currently serving as executive vice president of revenue. In addition to this change, Satoru Shibata will join NOA as chief executive officer. Shibata was previously president of Nintendo of Europe from 2000 to 2018 and was most recently general manager of marketing of NOA. He's also director of the Pokemon Company. There. So, do you feel like, and this is one of those sort of interesting questions, because the answer of has Doug Bowser his time at Nintendo been good? The answer is yes. He's overseen a very successful period during Nintendo. But do you? I guess my thing is, it's interesting sometimes because everyone's going to say obviously Reggie, like he's because Reggie was so much more on camera and everything, and that's just the type of person he was. He liked doing that stuff and whatever else. And obviously, this person wasn't. But I've already seen people like saying that like he was shit. No, weird stuff, right? It's just weird stuff from people who don't like view everything through a weird box of I didn't see him in the Nintendo Directs and stuff, so he must have been terrible. I'm like, he's been there and overseen Nintendo during like nearly 10-year period that's been very good for them, right? I'm just like, we live in a weird world where people have weird views on how they see stuff happening. But I'm also looking forward to not having a dude running the company with the fucking name Bowser anymore, because that was weird.
I'm going to be disappointed there's not the dude called Bowser anymore, because, you know, that was the most interesting thing about him. Sure. At least it was memorable, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know that he did anything spectacularly great, but, you know, obviously they continue the strength of the Nintendo Switch. They brought the Nintendo Switch to market, and that's all he really needed to do. I mean, Nintendo has a stranglehold on the market in a way not many other companies do, and they didn't jeopardize that in any sort of way, you know. Obviously, being there while COVID happened and that being such a spike for Nintendo Switch and video game gameplay as well, I think was probably a huge plus on his resume. I think
anyone in a leadership position in any like those like tech companies or any companies, but like obviously the tech companies during COVID was you had to work your way through that strategically. I think so. A lot of the decisions I'm sure happen in the background that we aren't aware of. I'm always interested, and that never happens until someone leaves a position like this. But if you ever put out a book, I would happily read it. I always find, but you just never get the whole story until someone leaves the company. So about this, the days and decisions of stuff that we never knew about and stuff. Also, Nintendo having their first female president. That's pretty cool, I think. Obviously, especially for a it makes it sound mean if I say that, but like just a tech company. But techs, bro, dude, You know what I mean? Like, it's not. But yeah, no, having a female presence is cool. And she's I was just looking what she'd done recently. Her Wikipedia basically, it doesn't say a lot, but it just says she continued to the major Nintendo Switch game launches such as Pokemon Legends, Arceus, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch Sports, blah blah blah. A lot of stuff. I'm sure she's been at Nintendo since 2006, so she has worked her way up to the role over 20 years, I guess. By the time she takes over next year, January 1st, will be her 20th year at Nintendo. So good for her. Yeah. Sorry, I said that as if I had something else, but I don't.
I have one.
Okay.
Have you guys seen from TGS? Have you seen this Chinese developed game, Anata?
No.
So there is this open world free to play Chinese RPG called Anata, and actually, maybe if I find I'd actually like to get your reaction. It's not very good fucking audio podcast. Give me a second.
Maybe I did see it and chose to move on. Oh, hold on. Some anime looking thing.
It's an anime, yes, but I don't know if I can just find.
The top comment I can see in this thread here on Reddit is, "What features do you want from other games, boss?" Yes.
Yeah. So this game features web swinging like Spider-Man. There is a section of the game.
There's a section here I just saw they're fucking doing Exit 8.
Yep. Or there's another section that is a 1-for-1 almost replica of the truck scene from Uncharted 4, where the main character is like hanging behind a truck that's driving, swinging through things. It has like a mechanic where you swap characters by going into your mobile phone and changing characters, just like GTA. Like, it is this game that has been developed by just taking everything from everything else and just kind of smushing it into itself.
That's what people want these days, isn't it?
Apparently, it is fucking wild to see.
It's also a terrible trailer that just plays random ass weird music. As you're like,
yeah, I don't know, but there's just lots of like, it is, from all reports and everything I've seen about this game, is that it is just constant kind of taking parts and mechanics of all of the popular games for the last like 10 years.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting when that comes out, and just how well it is going to do.
Is this not a mobile game though?
And apparently, it is a free-to-play full RPG coming to PlayStation 5.
It might be coming to PlayStation 5. I feel like it's I'm just trying to find pre-registration. I just feel like these Chinese games, right?
There's the trailer on. So there's the trailer on the official PlayStation channel.
Yeah, it's like a lot of those, like, you know, like the Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail and whatever else. Like, they're all on consoles, but their main audience, especially in China, is mobile. Why the fuck is it so? Oh yeah, so it says PS5, PC, Android, Apple. Yeah, so it'll come to consoles, but I guarantee where this game makes most of its money is on phones in China, because apparently people like to sit there and play trash while they're on the fucking train or some shit. I don't know. Just love to jerk off to anime girls while I'm riding the subway to work. You know, like it's what I like to do every day. And on that note, thank you for joining us this week on Arcade Couch. Next week, FYI again, mentioned last week. Next week, no episode, skipping it. PAX, back after PAX. First episode will be PAX. Whatever we talk about at PAX, recording at PAX, and then back to normal after that. Can I say PAX again? Sure, why not? PAX is soon. Did you know that? PAX is soon. ExplosionNetwork.com/PAX 2025. Head over there. Until then, until a couple weeks from now when you hear from us, have a good time. Have a great time. And we'll see you then. Goodbye. Goodbye. Kisses.